So good to be back with Mark Ogden because Oggy, it has been, I would want to say, a painful, probably frustrating transfer window so far for Manchester United, especially when they've been keeping one eye on exactly what their closest rivals in the table last season, Chelsea, have been doing. But it seems that things are getting exciting. So we definitely have to talk about that. Let's first talk about the impending arrival of Donny van der Beek, because this one has definitely gotten a lot of people excited. How close is it and what are some of the details that you're hearing?
Well, Van der Beek is a player they've looked at since January. They thought that because Ajax had been knocked out of the Champions League, they could get him in January for a knockdown fee. Didn't happen then. But Real Madrid were also keen and they've dropped out of the running. So what I'm hearing is that he's having a medical in Holland right now and a deal should be done certainly before the end of the week, maybe in the next 24 to 48 hours. So it's a good deal for United. It's just around £40 million, which in the current market is good value. And I think it was a case of there were three players in that kind of position, the attacking midfield position, which United were looking at, and it was Van der Beek, it was James Maddison, it was Jack Grealish, and I think in terms of the fee, Van der Beek is probably less than half of what it would have cost to sign either Grealish or Maddison, and you could argue that considering he's a established international with the Dutch, he's played Champions League, he's won trophies in Holland, he's probably a better bet at this stage at 23 than both Maddison and Grealish. So I think United have done a really good deal there. He's a good player, can play across the front, the attacking three. So he'll bring a lot of versatility to United in goals as well.
When he does arrive at Old Trafford, I suppose there's two questions that have been floating around, and that's the whole, what does this mean for Paul Pogba and what does this mean for Jadon Sancho? I suppose let's start off with Paul Pogba because he's the one that is actually still at Man United. He seems revitalized since the arrival of Bruno Fernandes, but now the comparisons with Van der Beek and the fact that there's still questions about how happy he really is at Manchester. So what does this mean for him?
It should mean that he's got better players around him. I think he should be happy about it because, we saw the improvement in Pogba's game once Bruno Fernandes started playing for United. And now Donny van der Beek is another player that Pogba will look at and think, yeah, this guy's got talent, he's got ability. And I think there's less of an impact on Pogba as there is on people like Jesse Lingard and Andreas Pereira. So they're the guys that will really miss out. That this is an upgrade on Lingard and Pereira. I think what it means for those two is that they'll probably be moved out this summer if United can find a buyer or someone to take him on loan. And Van der Beek is just improving United's options in that area. So I don't think it signals the end for Pogba or anything like that. It's a case of good players in the same positions playing with each other and being versatile around each other. I think you can certainly play the three of them together with Fernandes, Pogba and Van der Beek if you have a decent midfield behind them. And they've got Matic, they've got McTominay, they've got Fred. So I think they can work together. I think Van der Beek is, when you play for Ajax, you learn how to play in different positions. I'm sure they'll be versatile enough to accommodate all three.
All right, well, that's exactly what I wanted to hear. Tell me something I want to hear in this one now. Jadon Sancho, we still have to talk about him. Are there any implications for this one with Van der Beek's arrival?
I think it's too early to say, Alexis, because Sancho is going to cost a lot of money. I think you're looking at a deal that it's going to cost about £100 million, I think, to get it done in terms of with the wages, with the fee with Dortmund, and going forward, it'll cost a lot more than that over the course of his contract. So it's not a cheap deal. And at some point, United have got to say, well, we're not making any progress on Sancho, and they're not making much progress because they can't agree a deal with him or his agent. So they have to start looking for other players. So it may turn out to be that Sancho gets put on the back burner and United spend the money instead on 2 or 3 players. We don't know yet. It's too early in the window to get a straight answer out of anyone because they'll say that there's 6 weeks to go. We want to kind of keep our options open, but if United make another signing in the next couple of weeks that's not Sancho, you'd have to start thinking, yeah, maybe the Sancho money's been spent elsewhere. So we'll wait and see. But the longer it goes on, the less likely Sancho is to happen.
And then finally, I suppose I have to talk about this one player because if everyone's been watching ESPN FC, Stevie Nicol was full of praise for him, very big praise. And I know a lot of Man United fans are saying, yes, in terms of attacking positions, things were looking exciting. Now with these kind of signings, it looks even more exciting. But what about the defense? Because that has been the main question mark after last season. And then I suppose enters the rumors now with Dayot Upamecano. And Stevie Nicol has said there's Virgil van Dijk, and then there's Upamecano, and he's so young but has excited so many people. So the prospects of him coming to Man United have definitely gotten everyone excited. You've written on the fact that Ole definitely does want him. So what are you expecting to happen here?
Well, Ole wants to strengthen his defensive options. He looks around, he's got Harry Maguire, who he rates, he's his captain, he's paid a world record fee for last summer. But beyond that, each of the defensive partners, there are question marks over. Victor Lindelof, inconsistent, can be quite can struggle with concentration at times, not very good in the air. Eric Bailly, similar, gets injured a lot. And then you look at people like Phil Jones, Chris Smalling, Marcus Rojo, they probably won't be at the club next season. So, he needs to upgrade his defensive options. And Upamecano is a player that, you're right, I thought he was outstanding against Atletico Madrid during Leipzig's Champions League quarter-final. He's 21, he's got a big future ahead of him. And he's also not expensive. He signed a new contract at Leipzig last month, but there is an escape clause in that for next summer, which I think is around 60 million euros. So, Leipzig can look at it and think, well, we can wait till next summer and let him go, or we can sell him now and get a little bit more than we would have got in the summer. So United are keen. Solskjaer wants him. I think there might be a case of having to persuade the powers that be upstairs at Old Trafford that it's a deal worth doing, because I think they may look at it and thinking 21 years old defenders. We've had our fingers burnt in the past with people like Phil Jones who never quite developed. So, but if you're looking from the outside, people like Stephen Nicol knows a defender when he sees one. If he's saying that he's that good, then I think the people that hold the purse strings at Old Trafford should listen to the experts, and say, look, this guy is definitely worth pursuing. He could be a star of the future. He could be United centre half for the next 10 years. We're talking about the Rio Ferdinands, the Jaap Stams, and Nemanja Vidić is the great defenders at United. Well, this guy has the potential to be in that bracket. And I think Harry Maguire needs a centre half alongside him that is reliable, that is solid, that is a top class centre half to make him better. And I don't think they have that with Lindelof or Bailly. I think that you really need to get someone like Upamecano in to upgrade your options and make you better.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.